Hi, I'm Kim Wilson,
And I'm Natasha Marchewka.
and this is Speechless.
Speechless. Speechless.
Welcome to our behind the scenes take on real life in VO, where we share our stories, our resources, and our unsolicited opinions. And today we have a guest who you all know and love dearly, Miss Danny States.
She is the owner and founder of VoiceOverview, the only business analytics platform. It helps you put your business in all the numbers and stuff and pops out with charts and all kinds of great information. Kim and I
Basically, get rid of your Excel sheet.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It does the math for you.
And
Right.
jump into VoiceOverview. It's
We
all you
love
need.
that. We love
That's
that.
all you need.
But we do want to tell you first, we do have a website in case you don't remember. It's speechlessvo.com, where you can see the most recent episodes and also jump over to our podcasts, because I say plural because it's on Google, Apple, Spotify, all the things,
All the
they're
things.
over there.
In case you
And
don't want to see our ugly mugs, you can just
Oh, yeah.
pop it in on your
Yeah.
walk.
And one more thing, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's episode, which actually VoiceOverview is a sponsor for the full year. Rah, rah, rah. Thank you. And also for today, POZOTRON and STUDIOBRICKS. And you'll see at the end of the episode all the commercials, because you know how we love commercials. Here's the show. We have an exciting promotion from VoiceOverview. If you stay to the end, we'll tell you how to enter to win one of 3 memberships for 2023. Get your year off going great. Stay to the end. Find out how you can enter to win. With colorful glasses.
I love those
you look
glasses.
gorgeous.
Dang.
Entering the model. Oh, you look so gorgeous, Danny.
Oh,
Well, I know I have to step up my game for you gals. This is not what I usually look like. I know.
Okay, we need
I
to cheers
know.
right away. We just need to cheers right away.
Okay.
So here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
From one corner of North America to another, right?
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
cheers. Danny, what are you drinking? It's gorgeous. And thank you for stepping up that drink game for me.
You're welcome. It's a shrub, non-alcoholic.
Oh,
I love it.
Yeah.
tell more.
So,
Tell more.
Tell
Tell
more.
everyone what shrub is.
A shrub is an infused, berry-infused apple cider vinegar. And then, so you can see the berry infusion down here. And then the top is soda water. And usually I don't drink it with ice, but because, it's a festive day. So it's got ice in it. It's got a little sprig of basil in it.
Nice.
Yeah, super refreshing. Super refreshing.
She makes it homemade.
I do. I make it homemade.
You make
And
apple
sauerbraid dough and kombucha. Should I make the apple cider homemade?
I don't make the apple cider. I
Oh.
use Bragg's. So plug for Bragg's. Hey, that could be another sponsor.
Possibly. Maybe next season we'll do more about health.
Yeah, there you go.
What did you bring, Kim?
I brought something I made up, and I call it the Peaky Pleasant. I made that up.
Okay.
It's blood orange San Pellegrino with some
Oh.
with a dash of plain soda water and some gin.
And some
Yum.
gin. Okay. Well, I'm going to
Yum.
cheers with my glass of everyday red wine
It's lovely.
to 2 of my favorite people on the whole planet.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, we're here. You're here. My heart is full. Yay.
Right back at ya.
Yay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
I'm
back
so
at ya
glad we're
for
together.
sure.
And here's to a little bit of vino in the middle of the day. But today is a big show about VoiceOverview. So often I hear, what's VoiceOverview? What's VoiceOverview? And I think, how can voice talent not know by now what VoiceOverview is?
It's
Danny.
the only thing out there, right? That's for voiceovers. That does what it does
what it does.
what
Yeah.
it does.
So give
Yeah.
us the spiel, Danny. Give
Man.
us your first spiel.
Spotlight.
Ooh. Here. I'll change my light over here. Yeah, so VoiceOverView is a business tracking and management system that is designed for voice actors by voice actors. And it gives you the ability to track everything from your clients to your jobs to your auditions to your expenses, month over month, year over year, revenue, all sorts of things, all the kinds of business metrics that we as voice actors who are businesses, we are a business. So we as voice actors who are running our own businesses, it's stuff that we don't want to do because we're mostly creatives.
Right.
And so it gives you a simple platform for doing that. And it's actually a lot of fun to track
Well,
your business.
I discovered you about 2 years ago, and it was the first time I was like, it was like an upgrade from my spreadsheet in Excel. I was like, what am I doing? I just changed from the spreadsheet to voice overview, and suddenly I had all this data available at a click of a button. I couldn't believe it. I love the platform. It works for me.
Yay.
It shows me things that I didn't know I needed to know. Do you know what I mean?
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
We are working actors. I mean, I know this isn't a revelation to most people, but I woke up the other day and went, I'm a working actor like every day. I'm a working actor because I always thought, oh, voiceover business. I'm at home. I'm not really an actor. No, I'm a working actor. And working actors or actors are creatives. And many actors don't have the sort of business skill or right brain, blah, blah, blah. Some of us do, but we all start with spreadsheets. And I remember 16 plus years ago going, well, what fields do I need in my Excel spreadsheet? Okay, well, let's do this.
Right.
And then I had 3 going and they should have been coordinated. And some people are good at spreadsheets. Most of us are not. And so what I love what Danny's done is she's taken her massive spreadsheet and made it into a sexy is a word that I mean people throw around.
I would call it
not just
sexy.
about Danny, but just the voiceover review. But it's just more pleasing to the eye than a spreadsheet.
Well, it's
And
visual.
then
It's
it's
visual.
totally visual.
It's
And
not
then it
numbers.
helps guide you
Well, it's
with the
numbers.
analytics. Danny, our next question for you is what are the top 3 features on VoiceOverView that are most appealing to voice talent?
That you hear from other voice talent. Yeah.
Yeah. So invoicing, I think, is by far and away the most
Invoicing.
appealing.
Not invoicing, invoicing.
Invoicing, correct. So we are integrated with QuackBooks, STUDIOBRICKS. We're integrated with QuickBooks, FreshBooks, and Wave Apps. And so those are the top 3 platforms that voice actors use to invoice their clients. There are others out there for sure, and we're looking at others, but those are the top 3. And I will say by far and away, Wave Apps is the most used. So we're integrated with those.
Simplest.
I know exactly.
It's the simplest.
Yeah, and it's just such a great way to you input your information into VoiceOverView about your job and your client, etc. It takes like 6 fields of entry to get all of the data you need. So it is not like, oh my God, how long is it going to take me to fill out this form? It's
Right.
like, six fields. And so anyway, but the information goes into Wave Apps, FreshBooks, or QuickBooks, and it creates your invoice. You can send it directly from VoiceOverView. 98% of the process happens in VoiceOverView and then just gets dumped out into your invoicing platform. That is by far and away the most loved feature. And the other part of it too is that so of our users who are currently integrated with an invoicing system, 95% of them are using Wave Apps.
Oh,
so yeah, very few are using QuickBooks or FreshBooks. 95% are using Wave
I'm using
Apps.
QuickBooks. Just that's
You are
on my
using
face.
QuickBooks, yeah.
And it's complicated. And I'm going to ask my bookkeeper if I can change. Okay.
Yeah. So let me think. The next one, I think the next favorite feature is literally just like the revenue trend. Like
Yeah.
there's a chart that shows your revenue trend over the trailing 13 months. So
Yeah.
right now it's November. I can see November of 2022 all the way back to November of 2021, and I can compare that, and I can see my revenue trends, you know, month over
Yeah.
month.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that is a feature that, like, at a glance, when depending on how you have voice overview organized on your overview page, that is a feature that, like, the minute you log in, you know where you are
Mm,
right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's
So
visually pleasing to the eye too. It's
it
not
is.
just
Yeah.
numbers thrown up there. It's
Yeah.
actually
Mhm.
graphs
Gotcha.
and colors and yeah, it's
Mhm.
really helpful.
Did
Yeah.
you all hear in the beginning where Danny said, "And it's really fun too."
It
I
is
can
fun.
tell you that's all Danny.
Mhm.
She loves tracking stuff. Her
Thank
phone, what
God.
is the thing? Sleep and
Oh, yeah.
breathing and
I know.
blinking
And breathing.
and like
And my
steps and all the
breathing.
things and heart and stuff. Okay, so she thinks it's
Virgo.
major fun. Yeah, and I have a lot of Virgo in me, so it is kind of fun.
Mhm.
But Danny, what are your favorite features? Because you've been working on
Mhm.
this for a long time, and I know you checking things and
Yeah.
checking what you've tracked. What do you love to look at in addition to what you've just mentioned?
Right. So for sure, invoicing and the revenue trend are my favorite features.
Mhm.
But I think that I really have two. Oh, do I really two? I have a lot of favorite features.
Your
Almost
babies.
almost everything is my favorite feature, right? Like, you can't love one child more than the other.
Okay, yay.
But I
Well,
will
that's
say,
true.
so I love being able to see my monthly and yearly comparison. So that's
Right.
not a visual chart. That's a data table.
Mhm.
And I love being able to see where I am this month compared to last month, compared to last year,
In the same
month to
month.
date. All
Mhm.
I can see, and then I can also see year to date compared to last year to date. So for example, right now, 2021 was a lower income year for me. I mean, it was still a great year, but it was a lower income year for me. And so I can see that last month, as of October 31st, I have topped my income from
From
The
last year.
previous
2021
year.
completely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've
Yay.
everything now between now and then is, over that. And so, like, to be able to see that kind of thing, it allows you to set mental goals, even if you're not
Mhm.
somebody who writes down goals, as Natasha knows I don't, as well as I should. you know I set mental goals for sure. And
Right.
so, being able to set goals and see that, and see, am I
Mhm.
tracking to that goal? So, like,
Mm.
right now I'm like at 125% of last year's income. So
Almost like
Wow.
yeah.
golf, you're competing with yourself. I love that about
Hmm.
it, Danny. When you're looking at your own, you say to me, by the way, Danny and I are accountability partners. She'll say to me, I'm this much above this time last year, or this much above this month last year. And that is fun to look at for you. I know.
it,
And
it
it's really
is, yeah.
inspiring. I know what's inspiring for Kim. Kim, tell her what your favorite feature
Yeah.
is. And
Oh, the
okay, you
community
don't remember?
average.
You don't
Community.
remember. Yeah, yeah.
Mine is the community average revenue where you can see um, how you compare to the rest of the voiceover community that happens to use voice overview. And
Correct.
that's fascinating to me. I
Yeah.
love to see that. Hey, am
Danny,
I trending below average? Yeah,
can
please.
you
Yeah.
explain more about it,
Or above
Danny?
You
average.
bet. Yeah. Yeah. So the community revenue trend is based on every single uh, subscriber to Voice Overview who has tracked at least one job with $1 inside of that particular month. And so, as the month goes on, that revenue trend goes up, and you can click on a little button that allows you to compare your income to the community average. And for me, when we built that, it was not so much to be able to compare, oh, look at me, look how much better I'm doing than the rest of the community, or, oh man, I really suck, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
right.
anything.
Right.
It's really to see what is the trend,
Mm.
and am I on trend.
Mhm.
Sure.
So I make more than the community average, but if the community average is up and my trend is down, it's like, what's going on? Is, you know, am I, what am I missing here? And maybe I don't know, but maybe it's something that I can look at and have a think about, you know, or dig a little further.
It's one piece of the puzzle that you can kind of think
Yeah,
about, right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
And I will say too that for voice actors who are just starting out, it is it can be, and I hope that it is inspiring.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, for somebody who's just starting out and making $150 or $500 in a month, you know, and thinking, God, am I ever going to make any money at this? Well, the community average is right around 4 to 5,000 a month. And that community average has been going up.
I love that you
So,
just shared the amount, Danny, because I wasn't sure if we would or not. Um, so the average talent makes around between $4,000 and $5,000 a month. But I want to let everyone know the data set is quite large and
mhm,
a good broad scope of talent. So I was asking Danny, so
yeah.
how many talent is this? And is it only great talent? Is it only beginning talent? Like, come on, Danny, who is this? How is this data made up? And you assured me that it's quite a vast selection and a good number of
Yes.
talent that are using voiceover view. Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have SAG talent who are major six-figure earners, and we have journeymen who are, you know, in the low six figures or high five figures, and then we have talent who are just starting out and making a couple hundred or less a month.
That's a real good
So,
data set. I
mhm.
did have a question from someone a while back and said, well, I don't want someone to see my income. What do you say to that, Danny?
Well, what I say to that is I can't see nothing and nobody
Nobody
can see.
can. Yeah.
Nobody can. Exactly. So what happens with the data? So let's just talk about that for a second. So in this community average pool, what happens is the data gets dropped into a pool and it's anonymized, it's dropped into a pool, and then it is calculated on the mean versus the
Math. We're
average.
out.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah. If
out
you're,
math.
I know, me too. I don't know.
Boop,
It
boop,
means
boop, boop.
something. It means something. Or it's calculated on the medium. Anyway, it's calculated on not just the average. So
Okay.
I think the mean takes out the big swings. So the
Oh,
super
okay.
high thing and the super low thing, and then
Oh, I like that.
so it makes it makes it more accurate. And then the other
Great.
thing
I
too,
was going to say
so
chunky. Okay, keep
chunky,
going.
yeah. So the other thing too about your data. So yes, I am a voice actor and I am the owner of VoiceOverview. I can see nothing.
Mm,
I can see nothing. Your data lives someplace else that I have zero access to. And
mhm.
my developers do have access to it. So if there's an issue, they can go in. If you ask us to, they can go in and look at something and fix it. But I cannot see anything. And I think, one of the questions around that is the voiceover community, as we all know, is like, it is a lovely close knit pool.
Mm.
And if there was anything that was ever suspect with voiceover view, we'd all know about it.
I was just going to
I'd be,
say
it would not be a secret.
Mhm, mhm.
there are no secrets in voiceover world.
Exactly. There are no secrets. Yeah.
Yeah, high
So,
school too.
yeah.
Okay, so one of the things about voiceover view is getting started, like
Mhm.
any technology, like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get started?
Yeah.
But what I do know and that you've reiterated many times is you actually just have to start and then you'll
Mhm.
understand how great it is. So
Mhm.
can you expand on what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure. If you're just starting out in voiceover, so if you're just starting out in voiceover, uh, this is a great place to start. So it's a no brainer. You just jump in, you start tracking your auditions, and you track your occasional job, and you get used to managing your business. You get used to being logged into something on a daily basis or when you're working and
Hmm.
and doing it. Um, if you are a seasoned voice actor, somebody who's had a business for a year or 2 years or 3 years or more, then it's really about shifting your workflow a tiny bit. So, for example, with me, I log in the morning So as soon as I get up and have my coffee, I log in, I kind of see what's going on. I log into my email. If I've got jobs in email, I add those to Voice Overview right away because Voice Overview becomes my production log. So I'm not writing something down somewhere and then I have to transpose it over here, do whatever. It's like I just add it to Voice Overview and now I have my production log and I can see exactly what I need to deliver for the day. If I don't have any jobs, which, there are plenty mornings where I wake up to nothing. And so those mornings, then it's like, okay, great. So my morning is clear to audition. And so I can do that. Do you need to like start at a certain time or go back and enter everything? The answer is it's totally up to you. If you want to have a clean start on January 1st, do that. If you want to just start today because you decide to subscribe and do the free trial, then you do that. If you want to start today and go and enter everything that you've ever kept track of for the last 4 years, you can do that. You can hire a virtual assistant to data entry. In fact, I was just having a conversation with one of our subscribers today who during our Ask Me Anything session, and she was like, yeah, I started in 2016, then I took a break, and then I came back in 2019, hired a virtual assistant to do my data entry, and it was done.
Fantastic.
And so she's
Wow.
got all of her metrics.
One thing you're
Yeah.
really, really, really good at is answering questions for people. You mentioned Ask Me Anything. So share with
Yeah.
our audience, please, about Ask Me Anything.
Yeah.
Times.
Ask Me Anything is the first and third Tuesday of the month, and it's open to all subscribers to Voice Overview and Voice Overview Curious. And it's just an opportunity to jump in and ask me questions. It's not
Perfect.
a canned question, a planned quiz and question.
Clearly.
Yeah. It's not a planned presentation. So, and it's always small. It's always small,
Small numbers.
generally, like less than 10,
So
sometimes
very
15, but
personalized.
very personalized. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
It's also one of the best deals in voiceover. The cost of Voice Overview
I was
is
gonna say.
unreasonably low.
It is unreasonably low, and it will stay unreasonably low.
As a very good friend of Danny's, I'm like, dude, that's really cheap.
But you've made it accessible to all.
Yes,
And
which we
that's what
love
I
to
love
do.
about it.
That's what we love. It's
That's what I love.
speechless. That's what we love. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's $9.99 a month and it's $96 a year. And it absolutely could be more. And, it absolutely should be more. But there are so many people out there that, there's so much that requires our money.
Oh my gosh,
From
right.
coaching to online casting platforms to, managers and demos, and the list goes on and on and on. And I want Voice Overview to be accessible to everyone. So,
I love that.
yeah.
Yay.
So
good.
thank you, Danny, for making it accessible to everyone across the board.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Danny,
welcome.
I think you may be familiar with the end tag mantra we have at Speechless. So will you cheers with us and say the mantra together?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Fuck
Just
it.
fucking do it? Oh.
No. Well, that's a good one. That's good. That is good. That's Nike's like alter ego mantra.
Okay, I know what it is. I know what it
Okay.
is. All right.
It's 1, 2, 3.
Fuck it.
Let's
We
be
all got
awesome
shit.
now.
Oh, we all got shit to do.
We've got shit to do. You got it. You got the essence of it.
I need a script. Let's be clear. I need a script.
Yes.
You're
I'm
amazing.
a voice actor.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
If you want a chance to win one of 3 memberships from Voice Overview, please fill out the link here on YouTube or here on Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to or watching this video podcast. There is a Google link for you to fill out. This is valid only until the end of December 2022. Get your year off to a great start and enter to win.
This episode of Speechless is brought to you by
POZOTRON is the technology busy voice talent need. It literally cut our editing time in half.
Posotron overlays your script to your voiceover to ensure script accuracy. In moments, you'll discover pickups or a perfect read. Upload your script, upload your audio, and Posotron does the rest.
For audiobook proofing, this is a must. For e-learning and long-form narration, even one page of script. This process couldn't be easier. Positron ensures your narration is word perfect, so you can focus on your performance and delivery.
Check out posotron.com or email hello@posotron.com for a free product demo. Speechless is brought to you by VoiceOverview, the business tracking and management platform created by voice actors for voice actors.
VoiceOverview has all the tracking metrics you need to help manage your voiceover business. Track earnings over time, invoice directly through top invoicing platforms, gain insight into your booking strengths, build and maintain relationships with top clients, and grow your business by managing prospects and leads, track expenses, tax prep, and more, all in a simple-to-use platform.
Voice talent need quiet.
For us, quiet comes in the form of a STUDIOBRICKS booth.
Now, we've recorded in closets, and nothing against closets, but with families and the need to raise our game, we both independently bought a STUDIOBRICKS.
I love my booth because when clients see it on Zoom, they know I'm the real deal. But also, I feel more professional in it.
And I like STUDIOBRICKS because it's whisper quiet in my noisy neighborhood, and also it's gorgeous.
Right? I have a STUDIOBRICKS 1.
And I have the voiceover edition.
I want that.
Head over to STUDIOBRICKS.com.
World-class sound isolation booths, high-quality materials, less environmental burden.
Hi there, I'm Danny States. I'm the founder of VoiceOverview, and I just want to invite you to give us a try. We offer a 30-day free trial. We are the business tracking and management system designed by voice actors for voice actors. It's a great platform for you to manage and control your voiceover business.
Speechless. Speechless.